Let me just check. Okay, Ascendance is ready. Let me ask training bots. Alright, let's go.
Traveling to Hanamura. Initiating match.
We're kicking off season 3 with the first game, Ascendance versus Training Bots. First map is Hanamura.
Two new faces on the side of Ascendance. You have Nighthawk 316 and Annihilator.
Yeah, some new faces and Ascendance for this season, as well as Training Bots.
Mm-hmm.
Same
I
time
think it's
with
Tanhook
Lucio.
and Kino, I think, are the new guys for
No, it's Tanhook, San Martian, and Villain. They're the 3 new additions to their team.
Okay.
Ready for battle.
I know that Ascendance has their bread and butter. They're Poetic, Grambo, Sin, and Bats.
Yep.
Sin actually flexing to the off fields. Interesting.
Attackers
You normally see her on tank.
Can you invite Danny to the party again?
I can. Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't think I have him as a friend, but I mean I can invite him. I'll send him a message as well. Just be like, hey, we have a party area set up.
Alright, the stream is up on the chat.
5, 4, 3, 2.
You know what? I'll send my invite. Alright, here we go.
Pushing for the top side here. Head frisky here. Tanhook getting two, picking up some pioneering players because Bill takes down Nighthawk as well. And that's going to be 4 on the side of Training Bots here. And it's going to be 1 on the side of Ascendance. Kind of a very strong defense at this moment. I mean, it's early on in the game, but I mean, you can't really discredit it's kind of a strong defense, kind of just to set the momentum in their favor. He picked off. Nighthawk seems to retaliate. Bats is going to get Kino as well. We've got to go ahead and set back up. Grambo getting Sin, Martian, Kata actually getting out of the air here. So Poetic just taking causes away, and Nighthawk doing Villain. It works like that. Poetic getting actually 2 for that fight to solve this.
Ascendance will cap this one.
Mm-hmm. And it'll actually be 4 ults for Training Bots, whereas Ascendance will be having 3. Both teams have one of their support ults. So.
Training Bots is about to have 5 ults actually. Coming up.
I don't know how. I can't even say her name. Is it Villain? Or Villain?
Villain, you can just say Villain. Or just say Bill for short.
I've never seen her play, but I know for a fact that Bats takes a little bit more of an aggressive approach when he bounces. So they will have to watch that. Good trade, by the way. Tanhook getting Nighthawk and Nighthawk getting Kino. Villain is actually going to go ahead and res the Shatter and the Shatter, Graviton, and the Pack Fires.
That's a team wipe by Training Bots.
Yeah, it's a beautiful team wipe. I don't believe that the tactical visor was necessary. You know, the Grav Shatter is kind of just one of those underrated combos that kind of just faded from, you know, existence. And everybody's like, oh yeah, Grav Dragons, but not a lot of people realize the lethality of Grav Shatter. So, Todd's a beautiful pick. And Bat seems to get the res off. Nighthawk actually throwing in her barrage and getting 2 with that barrage. Both reses will come out as well. Annihilator getting one as well. Nighthawk repositioning, getting onto one here. Kaza looking very low. Transcendence does get forced. Very good by Nighthawk, and actually all he can is try to point. Tanhook getting on point. Rambo getting beautiful Transcendence read for that barrage. Happy for the team, but the barrage is going to come out, and Nighthawk's going to make that 2 after. Annihilator making stuff happen, trying to get into the kill feed, contributing a little more here, and it looks like it's going to be a very strong cap for Ascendance here.
Score
How much time do they have?
0-2.
Pretty good.
They have 3.5 minutes left on the board.
Very, very good push.
Initiating
Definitely a good push.
Not as strong as I was expecting from Ascendance, but still nonetheless a very strong push, and kind of very strong and very, you know, effective. But I mean, just with the sheer, you know, kind of just chemistry and, you know, synergy that Ascendance has, you can't really stop something like that once they get going. But we'll have to wait and see as Training Bots is up to bat. They will be going on attack this time around.
ready for battle.
Any expectations for who wins map?
What's his map? I'm gonna say Ascendance.
Incoming.
You're gonna say Ascendance?
They have the experience, yeah.
Okay.
They have more experience. It's just overall better synergy.
Mm-hmm.
Like half the lineup for Training Bots is new for this season.
Yeah.
Starting off.
Well,
They need
Sand
some-
Martian was
they need
on
some time to
another
chill.
team beforehand. Yeah.
And Tanhook is actually one of the new free agents that joined.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say next as well. Is it's not necessarily, you know, it's a new team. You know, it's new faces to the team, but it's
Yeah.
not necessarily a new team. But
That's a really good position by Prodic.
being able to use the window that he has to his advantage, just with how high he is, he's expecting. I believe he was expecting a.
Oh, he just fell off.
That's fine. A little bit of a misstep in the train. Nighthawk just laying down fire on the show here.
Oh, that's a really good pick.
Tanhook getting an early pick on the
They
Brando.
should take. They should start
That
picking on
has to
this.
be careful, but it looks
That
like
was a
with
good
the
pick on
concussion money,
by Tanhook on the Mercy, stopping the res.
you know,
Oh,
the
they
Nighthawk
can't
getting
stop the
one
push,
and
though,
the
'cause they lost
DMAC on
their
the
main tank.
deep and poetic with Sand Martian as well. I like the way the DPS are positioned here, because they're not necessarily up in the front. They're playing more of a back foot kind of playstyle, and it's actually punishing for the enemy team, because they're thinking, yes, we're just going to go ahead and aggro in, but what they don't have, what they're not seeing is how well placed these DPS are. Nighthawk just right by cover to make sure that, you know, he doesn't really get kicked off because they have a soldier. Or no, they don't have a soldier. But they don't really have anything to contest him anyways. So that would be... Fire's gonna go ahead and come out from Tanhook. And it looks like Nighthawk getting in perfect position. And picking off Tanhook on the tire.
Oh, that was
Good
huge
shatter
shatter.
as well, denying...
By Grambo. I was gonna
Yep.
stop that push.
I thought he actually denied the Valkyrie, but then again, they made a switch, so I guess I'm just blind. In the grand scheme of things. So what they have here, they've got dragons, and they've also got rally. Whereas on the side of Ascendance, they're gonna have, if Annihilator can get her ult quickly, it's gonna be forward. Good evening, Mr. Banner. Good morning, Mr. It's actually beautiful.
Probably keep this down for Training Bots.
Doing a good
But they do have
team
the-
period by Zarya
Oh, that's
there.
nice.
Keeping that
Yeah.
alive.
Shatter.
Oops.
Yep, Training Bots should be able to capture this now. Just parallel. Yep, there you go.
Yep. Not as strong as an offensive cap as Ascendance, but they do get the job done. So it's going to be just over 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock. They're going to have just above 5 minutes to make something happen. The only ult that they're going to have for this team of Training Bots for this initial push is going to be that sound barrier, but I mean, with Sand Martian, the way he's swinging the hammer around, it looked like he's going to make something work out of it. But what this team has to be careful of is the spam.
Yeah, that spam chunk on that right side of the sphere.
It actually looks like they're trying to divert some aggro, trying to switch it up a little bit. They make Sin actually drop and punish him accordingly.
They lose 2 people, including their main tank. So
It looks like Mobile's gonna go ahead and get on a point and divert, attention a little bit, make everybody drop off that high ground. The only one on the high ground still is Annihilator. All they really have to do is just catch her out of position, but it looks like they might be backing up. Yep, they're waiting for the enemy team. They've got 4 on this left side here. Poetic already on the case. Ooh, beautiful stick. Actually getting 2 with that.
Really good pulse bomb.
And Martian just got caught with his hands now. Gets charges into nothing, and Mr. Grambo makes it effective punishment. Yep. And they're actually gonna have 4 ults online for training bots. And they've actually got 5 ults for Ascendance. Just over 3.5 minutes remaining. I want to say
5 ults coming up for this. 5 ults on both sides actually.
Yeah, now that I'm seeing it, Kaza actually got his ult relatively quickly. I do want to say make a switch. Off of Sandhook and the Soldier. NA as well. Sandhook not seeing Tracer on the right side, and Grambo just throwing a fire strike his way. I would recommend a switch for Sandhook to get off the Soldier. They don't really need kind of that mid-range combat on the inside here, unless they can absolutely secure unless he can absolutely secure the high ground, as I can't speak today. And I think they're gonna actually go ahead and wait for Mobile to get his ult to make this work. It looks like I'm actually gonna be lying to myself. Getting single with the grab, and getting 2 with the hammer, Transcendence coming out.
Oh, lots of ults.
Old City, ladies and gentlemen. Old City coming out. 2 so far dead. 3 so far dead for Ascendance, and 1 for...
Fox, do you have the number of bands right now?
Yeah, and that's going to be the biggest issue right here, is that Stan has to be careful of when Grambo comes out, because he can punish that at any given moment. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful dashing. And a good shatter as well. Getting 2, 1 in the Diva mech. Villain just being able to barely get out. Poetic switching onto the May, the tire coming out. Kino,
oh, that was a nice shutdown by Kino on that rip tire.
Ooh, being able to get rid of that barrier just in the right amount of time.
This is some really good stalling by Ascendance right now.
And it looks like the high knees coming out the zone. Yep.
Good take on the main tank.
Mr. Grambo
and that should be it, yep.
Yep. Beautiful, beautiful offense from training bots.
Okay, let's see if I can get Danny in here. Oh, there he is.
Danny's been in here.
I joined halfway and I was like, I don't want to interrupt. You guys want to roll.
Oh, jeez.
It's mostly me who does the talking, so I need something to feed off of. You know what
I'm like the least
I
talkative person here.
Alright, I've got the accent. We can do this. You can feed off of it.
You're absolutely right. ASMR, dude. Perfection.
I was loving that fight though. Kaza was just continuously building up that high noon. It's really well played on that McCree, especially for his N1 trick. So really showing off here.
Making it happen. Not only with a new team, but just a couple new faces as well. You know, you would think that with like a new team like that, like, struggle a little bit. They seem to just be dominant, kind of just on that second attack.
Yeah, it was really interesting as well the way that they were playing out their lineup, because really you'd look at like some of these players and you think they'd play in a certain role, well, like Mobile right now, who's like meant to be just a support player, is sitting on that diva quite comfortably. So I think it's gonna be quite interesting to see, especially with like what a lot of teams do with their existing players, if they just like switch them off onto different roles, or like try and expand their own hero pools.
Yeah. I actually
But
noticed
now
that
it's
as well.
It's quite interesting how what if you look at Ascendance on this side, they're actually running the Pharmacy plus the Soldier with the Zen Discord. So I think they're sort of saying like we just want Training Box to play into them, which is so dangerous. But
Yeah. That was actually what I was going to mention as well. Is that you don't normally see Senpai on off support, you know, but I believe that Nighthawk is showing kind of a dominating presence right now on the Pharah. Already almost 3/4 of the way super gold as well. It actually looks spectacular for how well Nighthawk is placing the shots. Yes, it's in the choke, but
yeah, as well. I mean, I think it was definitely a bit of a misconstrued from Training Bots here to have not run a hit scan, having played the Fire previously. But I think if they're playing this triple tank competition, they've got a really sort of ball on point like they're doing right now.
Yep. I couldn't agree more.
Ooh,
Even
the
then,
Sen's looking a bit cheap on the side. Oh, good block.
oh, and a beautiful backline. Beautiful backline barrage. Looking to see your thoughts as well.
That was a huge barrage.
Yeah, Nighthawk was really showing off there because they really didn't have anyone to deal with them. And to just turn around and sort of punish and say, look, you guys don't want to play against me, that's fine, I'm just going to rip you apart from behind. And really sort of showing off there. Good bit of flexing from them.
2-2. Switching sides.
Yeah, I wonder now if Training Bots will show them any respect and play it scam.
Yeah. Well, it's just being aware of the fact that Nighthawk has played Pharah for the most part. Not only that, has also played Junkrat. They were I was assuming they were expecting to play Junkrat, but
definitely a good call from Ascendance there. I think it was still quite brave for them to run triple tank into a Junkrat Fire player, but I mean, I think that was just more maybe a little bit of miscommunication with the Diva not being able to follow up on dives onto the Fire to sort of single out the fight too quickly. But this is quite interesting. Looks like they're running the Brig with the Ranzaya to let more of the Brawly comp. They actually have two heroes which is going to be more into the backline, so I'm not sure how much use they'll get out of this Brig, but it's definitely going to be quite interesting.
Question mark?
That's
Quad support with Kaza primarily. He looks like he's going to be playing the damage slot with the addition to the Discord. I will say they're going to need to be
support
careful.
with double main tank. That's interesting.
I mean,
Not necessarily a turtle
Kaza
shell.
Jonak for a while, but I don't know. I think he's really trying to prove people right here.
Yep.
Good work actually, to have this Brig, because he can't pump out a massive amount of damage in a short amount of time.
Well, when you are the best
in
enemy,
Kaza to fire.
all I know is that Kaza's going to have to be careful knowing that Far is invading his privacy. Looks like it's just going to happen. Nighthawk and move the Kaza's never been mobile. Looks like they're just showing off with this guy. Looks like he's just keeping him within the confines of the point. Sin actually getting poetic. Sin shielding from that.
This Barricade line uncontested though.
Yeah, really saying sort of showing off here. A lot of disrespect from Training Bots and not sort of respect the
Yep, and that's gonna do it.
Yep. I think that's the one thing they actually needed to kind of. They should have made that immediate switch. Tanhook was actually doing pretty good on that soldier. If anything, I would have respected the Farah's space, the amount of power she had for the point, and would have stayed so. Not necessarily run double hit scan if you don't really need that, but you know, they definitely should have needed.
Hey, nice speed.
What's it called? They definitely needed to save it.
Oh,
I see he's just respecting that Lucio play.
I think that's something for
30
training
offensive
bots.
assists with Senpai though on that Zenyatta.
Oh yeah, it's rare to see Sin playing kind of just off healers when you normally she'll play main tank, such as like a Reinhardt or something,
Or like a
and the Pharah as
DPS.
well.
I
Something to
believe
look out for.
the next map is King's Row.
King's Row, everybody's favorite Hanzo Zarya map.
Oh no.
You have any thoughts on this game, Mr. Danny?
I think it's going to be quite interesting because obviously training bots have really shook up their roster. They have a lot of good players on there. Sam Martian's coming from Twisted. He's a really good main tank. Kaza and Mobile have been working on the play. Villains are really prep themselves and become a much better team than they were last season because they were very good last season, or whether they're gonna sort of drop down and maybe some of the other teams have just become a little bit better than them. So I think I struggle to make a safe bet, but right now, just sort of the disrespect that training bots are showing towards Ascendance, I'd probably favour Ascendance in this matchup.
Okay. I will say though, I couldn't agree more. Ascendance actually having 2 more people instead of their bread and butter lineup. It was interesting to see, but both players showed more or less a good performance coming out. Annihilator on the Zarya, always keeping a constant high energy, being able to actually provide good barriers as well. And that's kind of just something that is underrated amongst other Zarya players, is how well you time your barriers. And that's excuse me, I'm yawning. That's what more or less makes a good Zarya better Zarya than the rest of the group, is how well those what I'm looking for, how well your barriers are placed. Because during Valk, I noticed it was kind of just the little things that matter to me. Annihilator was fighting some other entity, I don't know who it was, and Bats went to go res, and right before the break shield bash, she placed the perfect barrier, allowing to get the res off. Beautiful timing. But
I think as well, a lot of people play Zarya as this really aggressive frontline hero, but the hero's just got such good defensive capabilities, so to see players sort of show off with that and provide that sort of clutch play, which it never really gets recognised as much because a lot of people pay more attention to the kill feed than to the actual interactions inside of the game. But to just be able to sort of have those little intricacies and like specifics of the hero, which provides so much to a team, it's so important. Especially when you say by saving that barrier till the last second, not only do you cancel out the opposing stun, but you also then leave them, like the Mercy has more time to sort of play that a little bit more aggressively and get that little bit of healing in, and it also like ups your charge, ups your total damage, and ups your ult percentage as well. So just like little bits of playing heroes like that can really sort of like sway the game in your favour, because it only takes 1% to be between a 99% grav and a 5-man grav that wins you the game, as we see with players like Nubkiller, who just consistently use all these little intricacies of the hero to their advantage to sort of push forward and get the best out of it.
I wouldn't say necessarily used for Nub. I would more or less say abuse because of how well he used the hero. But we're not here to talk about Nub. We're here to talk about this team. I wanna see Tanhook respect Nighthawk on the far, because the problem is that Tanhook played actually for a free agent that came into this season, not but about a month and a half ago, or I don't know exactly per se. Like, he played her actually kind of a very well and very more organized soldier, and what he needs to realize is that the Nighthawk is not someone to mess around with, and he's gonna have to respect the space that Nighthawk has, and he needs to play the soldier to try to be able to contest in the air. And if not, they've got to run something to, peel and dive for, the enemy and your healers as well. Mobile actually playing kind of a very he was playing a very strong D.Va. Felt very comfortable on it. Normally we see him on off support and such, the Lucio, and amongst other things. But I did like the way he was playing D.Va. You don't necessarily want to play an aggro kind of D.Va. You want to play more of a peel and kind of defensive D.Va. But I think also now that he's not playing, but if he does play D.Va again, he's got to play a little more aggressive if the Pharah still continues to stay in the game. King's Row, first point and into Streets phase is actually a stronger Pharah map. It's more punishing for Soldier just because of how the constructs of the place is. There's not really a lot of open sight lines that you can have on the high ground, and Soldier more or less thrives on the high ground if you can keep him uncontested. But We will
I
have
think
to
as
wait and
well,
see.
if you look at
So,
that game, you obviously had Kino onto Valicio. And if you look at Kino's stats, he's actually more of a main tank slash off tank player, and mobile on the off tank, which I thought was quite an interesting shifter. Because if you look at the lineup of training bots right now, they actually have 3 to 4 tank players sitting inside of this game, and yet they had mobile, one of the support players, flex into tank, which I thought was really interesting. So I'd be intrigued to see what sort of Kaza was thinking when he was setting up this lineup, or maybe he's just giving his players a bit too much freedom to sort of explore, which can be dangerous in these types of games.
especially knowing that it's the debut for the season. You know, you kind of want to, for the first couple games for the first week, kind of just want to strut your stuff. You know, you want to be able to show off what your free agents can do. I think that's what Kaza was trying to do, but they are gonna have to be careful, knowing that how well and how much synergy and how much chemistry Ascendance has. You know, sure, it may not be the initial starting lineup, but you've got over half the team being the original team. You've got Sin, Bats, Bolton, and Poet. Nighthawk, a fresh face, already showing kind of just a strong performance. Foxy Grandpa, I haven't seen him or her play. It would be interesting to see how he does play, however. I don't know what his stats is. Oh, and he's actually a main tank. Beautiful. He actually plays primarily tank. Okay. Definitely something interesting to see, because they do swap out Grambo for Foxy. So, I guess they did actually keep that in mind as well, considering the fact that he does both players play main tank. So.
I think that's quite interesting as well, because usually in the first couple of games, like especially with tanks, you like to keep a little bit of a consistency between your tank pair, but both Annihilator and Grambo have been swapped out here, so it'd be quite interesting to see how Ascendance play this.
Absolutely. I don't know if we are.
We're waiting on a mod to get on a party chat with the training bots for E7.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot he had complications when we were.
Yep. But the only other
we were on 7.
mods available are America Bang Bang and a Brownie. And I'm not sure if either of them are online right now.
We might have to. Who's on right
I think
now?
as long as everyone's chill, it's not really a matter, just a matter of time, innit? Someone will call online.
Ascendance is on
I mean,
schedule.
I would say that I would go in there just to kind of just moderate, but I mean, I don't have that position, so it's like, you know. And I'm pretty sure Danny can substitute me. He's probably much better at it than I am. But
Oh yeah, I'll chill in there, be like, yo guys, you should switch off, you should go this, you should go that.
no.
That guy's a floral lunch at Kaza, go McCree.
no. Heaven, no. Conspiracy to what's it called? No, can't do that.
There's no rule about another member of another team coaching you.
Not how that works. There's probably like a clause in there somewhere amongst the rules, like in fine ink. It's invisible. You know, you shine it under a full moon there. But
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna go look for the clause. I'm gonna at the sugar kicks. Be like, yo, I broke your rules.
no. Let me see.
We have someone from the training bus watching the stream. Oh boy.
Oh no.
Already?
Yep, it's Tan Hook.
Oh, it's first game of the season, Tan Hook.
First
Oh
game
no.
of the season.
Oh no.
Yikes.
Might as well catch them right now. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it on.
Yeah.
Is there a member of Crisis Control online who isn't Bats either? This is gonna be interesting. Do we have a panic button?
No. I would love to see one though. Panic button. 2319.
Panic button. It's a crit 16.
LOL.
That is the panic button.
Panic button. No, the panic button is Miss Haven. It's the panic
Oh
button.
god.
Well,
Ah,
no,
business quit.
actually, no, I can't say
That's a
that.
red button. That's a red button. You press that, that's
the,
a red
yeah,
button.
that's the nuclear button. That's the nuclear button.
You press that button, everyone dies.
Yeah, he's
The
gotta
stream
sit out
dies. Oh, poor
now.
Tanhook.
Ooh, that's gonna be a fat F in chat.
And that is why you read the rules.
Not just read the rules, but I think it's just common sense.
Alright, so I'm gonna
Watch
swap out
stream.
10 hook.
Yep.
I guess mobile's flexing. Poor mobile.
I mean, I can sit. Hold up. I'll tell them I can sit the party.
Okay. To be fair, I like that this happened in the first game of the season, because now people can just make an example of him.
Yeah. People are just gonna
Don't be
yell at
like
us,
this
You're
guy.
that one guy. You don't be that guy in the first game of the season.
First
Like,
game of the
not even-
season, first
Not even the
map.
first week. Like the first game.
No, and no, it's
That's
okay.
the worst way.
They can sit out A7 if we can't get a mod.
That's the thing though, because if you sit out A7, you don't have a guy.
He has Sand Martian still, so they could just throw Sand Martian back in. Now that Tanhook's cheated himself out
Oh,
of the
mobile.
game.
Oh yeah, mobile.
Yeah.
Right. We'll swap. Sorry, I apologize. Mobile, if you're watching this after the stream, I apologize. Please don't take my lunch money. Thank you.
Okay, Mrs.
I'll
Squid,
actually beat you up,
Squid
dude.
offered to join their party.
Who, me?
Mrs. Squid says she's gonna join their party.
Oh, Pog. Tell her thank you, because yeah, we've got actually another game in
who
like
pressed the
about
red
2
button?
hours. Press the red button.
Press the red button.
Low key, Sam just slides in, presses it, walks out of the room. Oh no. But yeah, I shall be right back. I'm actually going to go to the restroom. So the game will start.
Yeah.
Danny's got the ASMR. So
Oh, I got this. No, Sam. So
Yeah.
for this game, I had an essay due in till like midnight. Okay. But the exact time it was due in, to quote, is 23:59. So I'm going to send you a picture, and I want you to look at time submitted, and then I want you to look at time due. And you'll understand why I was a little late to the stream.
Okay, okay. Alright, we're gonna start.
Oh, let's go!
Now entering King.
Alright, Sam, who are you rooting for? I said Ascendance. Who do you think's got this map?
I'm going with Ascendance.
Ooh, okay. So Ascendance are definitely faded. Probably a caster's curse. Probably gonna get rolled, but Bolton there, flashing toward there. Penguin will be the main tank, which means the Sand Marsh. Oh no, A7 might be on the off tank. Villain and A7's actually playing Brick here. That's quite interesting. Does that mean Mobile's gonna be on off tank? And ooh, I see Training Bot's trying to be a little bit spicy with the lineup here.
my apologies. I'm back.
Looks like I think the side of Ascendance will be playing the Pharmacy again, with Bats picking that Mercy.
Second map, the first game of the season. We are already seeing goats, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sad.
Oh, dude.
F.
Resident
It's a fat F.
Sleepers.
Resident
Resident
Sleepers.
Sleeper. Do you reckon if I just put Resident Sleepers in general, they'll realise
Oh.
what's going on?
Training bots have ghosts on defense.
Oh god, dude.
Okay,
I don't want to say I'm disappointed, but I'm
That didn't
disappointed.
take long.
Not like I,
The
not,
first
not like I won a
competition.
finals playing goats, but I'm disappointed.
I got you. I got you, Jen.
Alright. So I'm glad we went for Ascendance. Sin is playing that Doomfist, so Doomfist is silly good against goats. The break doesn't get the stun off.
It's actually more or less with Doomfist. I like how Doomfist can play too as well. It's more of a player or more of a hero that can take out Luna.
Yeah.
And actually, they actually countered that relatively well.
Oh,
Ooh,
Sin.
but a very
Sin.
good punish. Very good punish.
And Bats is low as well. Oh god. This is a
Ooh,
really good
and
play.
a beautiful, beautiful charge on the poetic. Then you
That's
get
gonna be a big reset for Ascendance.
Oh, Sin,
10-5.
barely getting out by the skin of her teeth.
Yeah.
They are down a brig right now on the side of Ascendance, so reinforcements will be in the favor of Ascendance right now.
Beautiful barrier as well.
Missed stun on the side of brig there. Big
Ooh,
charge by
Foxy
Foxy.
getting Penguin. Actually denying the shatter that has come out for both teams. Or for Penguin. Because Penguin had shatter initially.
And this is a disadvantage of Goats here. Even though they won the first initial fight, obviously the side of Ascendance had autonomy because of these tanks' higher HP. So building off that ult was a bit quicker. It was unfortunate that A7 got picked so early though.
A little bit of tactical crouching from Walton, establishing his dominance on this fight.
Oh, classic Walton. 5v1 tactical crouch. My boy, showing off with that BM.
Excessive BM, no. Tactical crouch is sir.
Yeah, it's a tilt strat, I'll have you know.
It works! Found that out the hard way.
Teams that do tilt strats, right?
Exactly. You don't build around comps, you build around ways to make the bad. It works. It's getting super effective. They're gonna have 5 ults with training bots. They're only gonna have 2 though. Actually, make that 3. Ooh, good shatter. Beautiful shatter. Good follow-up on the block. Actually, a better shatter, getting 2 as well, but Villain actually being able to pull out the full lessons here. But Walton with the 5v1 kind of just establishing. Oh. Now they're just toying with him.
This is just mean, dude. I definitely think we need to switch off the Goats comp here. I think you're giving too little respect to both Sin and Myhor. Something like a McCree.
Ooh, Penguin!
Oh my god.
That was a really good
Penguin
pan.
coming out of left
There
field.
is a good fucking
Left field.
Huge pick on the
Dragon
Mercy
Man.
too.
Poet is holding Grav right now, but they opted to not use Grav Hanzo ult, which is very interesting. Bit of miscommunication there, maybe.
Actually, not just that though. Just Ascendance getting a little too big for their britches as well, you know. And I love the way training bots actually punish that, because they might. I not even a punish. It was just a good initiation of the fight because they had. I don't know who was playing. Penguin, more or less just defeated, but actually took down kind of a key player, and that was bad on Mercy. So.
A lot of ult stuff.
2 with the bomb to displace, I actually like that, but unfortunately that comes out in a whole lot of other ults. Then getting one
Five with 2 big picks.
fist. Beautiful grab, getting 3, but unfortunately it looks like no follow-up. No follow-up grab time here. Good shatter as well though. Foxy getting the behemoth under the diva. It's like Nighthawk getting the concussion mine off. Walton just mace to the face. Makes it happen. And there, and it looks like, yep, Training Bots is actually going to go ahead and back off here, and they're going to go ahead and let Ascendance take this one. Both support ultimates on the side of Ascendance, whereas Penguin only has his Shatter. Villain and A7 are actually go ahead and relatively quickly. Good read, beautiful read by Foxy Grandpa here. Penguin trying to get a little cheeky with the shatter, but unfortunately doesn't happen. Mobile actually on the team. Interesting.
That's a bit crazy.
My work is not done.
We're seeing a lot of odd flexes. A lot of odd flexes. Beautiful punch onto the tire as well. Mobile saying, I don't care. I'm gonna make it happen. Just over 3 minutes remaining. It looks like Ascendance is going to back off the tires that have come out. I don't think it was necessary, but I do like the way that the tire's going to work.
He is
He's
losing
going to actually go
around
for somebody. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and go for somebody in the spawn. Cause getting poetic early as well. You know, but they do have spawn advantage, so more or less a wasted ult. If it was used during the fight, perfect. But they have Shattered. They're going to have Graviton in a moment, and they've already got Meteor Strike.
Good, huh?
Beautiful hook and punish and Kazathon. Actually denying a lot.
It's holding Meteor Strike right now though. I'm over only 50%, so ult economy sort of favouring Ascendance right now.
Yep.
There we go, super.
Ooh, both shatters get blocked. Well, Foxy being able to
Really
inch out.
bit too much of a trigger thing on that ult there.
Yeah, he did get very trigger happy. But I mean, both ults were read pretty well. Normally speaking, most Reinhardt's once one Reinhardt shatters, the other one will shatter just in case of punish. But I mean, both were read relatively well. Countercharged by Foxy Grandpa, getting a barrier as well, denying a lot of damage.
Mobile does have ult here.
Meteor Strike coming out, not getting anything done, however. Fire's gonna come out, it's gonna get 2. Kaza getting 1 though, trying to get a little better than Nighthawk. It's not gonna happen. Looks like a beautiful team wipe, and Ascendance being able to cap this clear.
You can definitely see the quality on the side of Ascendance.
Not only that as well, just training bots being able to flex. You don't really see mobile on Doomfist a lot. It's kind of a refreshing sight to see, knowing they will drop the goats onto from Streets phase into what's it called, factory. It works for the sake of the
factory.
But mobile being able to flex onto the Doomfist is rather refreshing. He actually showed off pretty well on the Doom. Shutting down I think at least 2 ultimates. One was a tire. And punishing the Reinhardt as well. But
I think it's going to be quite interesting right now to see how they play this. So Pharmacy, but Zinpai's already picked up that eye. So especially with Bats isn't actually playing the Mercy, so not going to be able to one-shot headshot without a Discord or a Mercy boost, but still stupidly good against Pharah.
Absolutely. And I think that's what Zinpai was expecting as a counter pick as well.
Yeah, Nighthawk's still playing that Junkrat, which is going to really sort of struggle against this Pharah, but I think it's going to be more on the side of Kaza to try and punish Sin out, because if Kaza can dive out the hit scan, then the fight's more or less won for the side of training bots.
But you can't deny the total synergy of just this team in general, even though they have 1 or 2 guys down. The other team members will step
We're seeing
and say, hey, you can make that happen.
a Winston and Zarya combination for tanks.
Well, Kaza's actually playing the Widow, dude.
Kaza's gonna go ahead and actually switch.
Bit of interest. Penguin does not have a Mercy though. Ooh.
I think just the burst healing potential from that as well. A7 gonna be able to try to make a dive happen. He's actually gonna coming out alive.
Not enough coordination there really from the side of bots.
No. You got Kaz in the back line trying to dive a healer, but you've got A7 amidst 4 people.
The issue is you don't have any DPS there. You just send in 2 tanks and a Genji in to try and dive out some a healer when they've got Moira healing. It's never going to be enough. I think as soon as Penguin gets picked, I think they just need to back out that fight because most of the damage is gone. A7 is on the high ground right now though. They could sort of get around on Sin, maybe try and push it off.
He's gonna be able to pull in a good little bit of damage. Nighthawk already being aware of where his position is. A7 getting actually in there in the back. Ooh, and A7 actually taking
good play for Kaza to get out there.
Kaza getting 1. The AK and blade. Beautiful grab. Great. 4 in that.
Bobo's gonna solve it though.
But actually there was no follow just because there wasn't enough team.
See if Bob can carry a fight. Kaza's just like dashing Bob, he doesn't even care.
And it looks like I like the way he used that primal rage and pushed Bob out of the fight. Kind of just well done. Getting off Sin and Villain actually getting Villain actually playing Zarya. I hadn't realized until a moment ago. Definitely starting.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. They are playing Pharah on the side of Ascendance right now though. No one likes playing Mercy, however. Pharmacy is overrated.
I don't blame him. I know I'm gonna catch flack for it, but all the Mercy means out there, I apologize. It's not a fun character to play.
Agreed, dude. If you enjoy playing Mercy, please let me know.
Please go seek
I'll do
medical
a stack with
attention.
you forever.
Well, all I'm saying is if you genuinely enjoy playing this, you need to seek medical attention. I'm sorry, David, but I
Surrender to my will.
Someone clip that.
No!
We can
grab,
have dragons. But there isn't too much going through there.
No.
No one's just cleaning up.
Dragons
all the
was
time.
just a hair off. I hadn't realized either Penguin actually was playing content. But him playing there's a lot of different places. It's like A7 again having primal, and they're gonna go ahead and initiate the fight here. They've got it. A7's got to be careful.
Great shot by Foxy.
Deep in the back line. Yeah, that's what I was just gonna call. That he was way too far in the paint, and he got his teammates punished because of that. He went down. Hanun comes out. Beautiful shutdown.
Not one yet.
Good shutdown on the sound barrier.
Yeah, the issue there was A7 ignored the Reinhardt walking straight through to his team. If he would have just booted to the right and maybe disoriented him, he wouldn't have got such a free shatter. Because the early barrier would have been A7's, which was locked out because of Primal Rage. Ooh, good barrage.
Ooh,
That's not
NA.
so.
NA barrage, but beats it. Walton getting out, actually, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I think this fight's fun.
It's gonna be if they decide the training box, they've got to back out.
I think Sin's probably going to switch off this McCree after.
Definitely.
Nighthawk is playing Reaper now. Really trying to show off as a flex DPS here.
Not just playing well on the projectile, but you know, playing more of an up close and personal. With how well he's doing, good shot, good grab, getting two. That's all that really matters in the end. Penguin using the dragons to kind of just keep everybody away from the grab. Actually punishes Walton pretty well here. Not Walton, I'm sorry. Foxy, that's who it was.
Penguin playing with Doomfist. Ooh.
Oh, okay, so it was a throw wheel, but it actually got one, so it mattered.
Why is the payload stopped?
More of a
they do have,
divish comp.
yeah, they do have Grav Dragon coming up on the side of Fingal right now, so.
Ooh, nice. A7 early. Good barrier as well, but that's Senpai's gonna punish that accordingly. Good 2K.
I think the fight was already won, but definitely secured it. Mobile being crushed by Power on this side. It's not one of them out. Ooh, Poet's out of vision right now. Maybe up.
Poet gets punished. Too many ults coming out for the side of training bots. Kaza getting two. And actually A7 keeping Bats at bay, just juggling her in the corner. And ooh, and it looks like A7 barely being able to get out. Penguin is gonna get punished though accordingly though. Yep.
No cooldowns. Ooh.
No cooldowns, no shields as well. Beat drop comes out. Both support ults actually being used here.
Nice hold on the high ground. Good Death Blossom.
A beautiful 3K as well. Definitely coming in later into the season. Nighthawk is someone you definitely have to watch out for.
Oof, it was unfortunate that Kino wasn't there as well. He did have sound barrier.
With just under a minute remaining. Ooh, Walton. Good. Keeping A7 out of the fight early on. Beautiful grab, getting three. Beat drop, getting punished again by Nighthawk. Beautiful punish. it looks like Poet's playing the assassin.
Kino is not having a good day.
No, he's not. He's gotten his sound barriers punished twice. That's just rather unlucky.
He's trying to play some Overwatch in his first game, dude. He keeps getting headshot.
It's just a mood.
Good
That's
shot
just
by
a vibe. A7 getting a charge into the back line actually going off.
Poet is flying you.
That's something they've got to be careful with. Shatter comes out getting two, but nothing to avail. And Kaza's going to be able to rip into the back line, getting Poet with that dragon. Shatter coming out as well. A7 getting Foxy. V-Drop coming out. Walton is looking very grim on his health bar, but still is going to make something happen with that A7. Ooh! One trade for another. Yep, and it looks like they're gonna have ooh, NA grab, unfortunately. Thrown just a little too far to the right. If it was more centered on point, it would have been perfect for you.
Thinking that's maybe if this had a box on that. Something really
Not necessarily. Ooh, they still got the dragon out. Good bit of a diversion there. Actually, Mobile getting punished, getting flashed.
You know, that was such an insane boot.
Yeah, Kino being able to finally get a sound barrier off feels good, man. Feels good. I don't think this is over for training bug. I don't know if you noticed it as well, but Senpai actually punished Mobile by taking away this coalescence, but just how consistent the healing can come out. Kaza getting bats out of his coalescence. Walton returning the favor for the boot, getting A7 out. Dragon Blade coming out. He's got to be careful. He's very low health. Pino getting three, actually, as a matter of fact. One with the boot. Penguin being able to finish off Senpai. Nighthawk looking very low on health here. And he's got to make something happen. Mobile punishing, however, as it will be an overtime capture. Pino with the 3K, stepping up his game. Getting getting 2 out of his 3 sound barriers punished, but he decided to step it up a little bit, make it happen.
Kino was just like, you know what, I'm sick of this. I'm carrying the sus fight. I don't even care. I'm bored.
Is that a fragger? Is that a fragger, boys? Is that a Lucio?
Yeah, 2 sound barriers cancel. Go DPS Lucio.
Right. Get three, and then immediately pull off the sound barrier.
Lucio's
I think we jinxed him. I think we jinxed him. Yep. Not the hero boot. Oh my god.
Is that triple tag? Tell me that's not goats. If they go goats, I'm actually gonna be so upset with Ascendance.
I had hope not. I think Ascendance is better than that, but then again I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'll say. I remember last season my team felt a lot of flack for playing Ascendance. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's okay. As well,
much more reassuring. They will run.
It's approving emotes inside the scrim and match chat.
That's why you just put Resident Sleeper
Understood.
in general.
So how did you ever play goats? Daddy put Resident Sleeper in general.
Thunk. Alright, they're gonna actually, it looks like they're gonna play more of a divey approach to this. Got Nighthawk on the Diva. Flexing actually to a tank. If he plays like he did on Reaper, he should play relatively well, so that Elbar has. With Penguin with the perfect positioning, but it looks like Nighthawk is gonna actually go ahead and try to punish this Hanzo, and Hanzo is gonna get punished off of the high ground here. Kino is just harassing Nighthawk right now. And actually, I forgot all they need is that. Ooh, he's gotta be careful. Good counter charge. Poetic getting 2 though, however. Poetic getting 3, however. Looks like Nighthawk cleaning up that kill, wanting a contribution to the feed. Kaza doing all he can, but it looks like it's not gonna work.
And that's kind of different from map 2.
Yep.
Ascendance leads 2-0.
I don't even care. I reckon they only played like NG instead of a third support to say they didn't play goats.
Kino.
Oh, the fragger!
Second play of the game for Kino.
He wasn't having any of that jazz today. He said, no sir, not gonna do that.
For 3K.
Ooh, that was disgusting. That was dirty. That was just under 5 minutes on the objective. Yikes. came up big. I will not deny that claim.
They do have combat Mr. Mercy now on the side of training bots, which is massive. Combat's one of their best players.
Mm-hmm. Helios. If Kino played those last, what, minute and a half? If he plays just like that on Helios, I'm guaranteeing the training bot's is going to take the W for the map. And that's the thing. This is training bots a stay alive game. Somebody on training bots has to step up and make it happen.
I wonder who they take out here. I'm thinking it's maybe A7, but because I mentioned I'll put combat in.
Mm-hmm. Because they're probably gonna have combat in for A7, and they'll actually keep Penguin on main tank and run. And actually, Villain was playing relatively well on the Zarya. You know, being able to. Ooh, I say that, I get jinxed.
There goes home.
Yep, there goes the potential. They're more than likely gonna put a. What's the word for it? If that's the case, then they're definitely gonna put combat in. They're going to put combat in, and they are going to keep Penguin on tank. And they're actually, I think they might keep Mobile on Diva. They'll keep Kino and Lucio, combat on Mercy and Kaza, and I think Kaza and... No, actually, I would keep Penguin on DPS and swap A7 to main.
I think the main problem for training bots, especially one that I noticed while I was on the team, is they struggle to have natural DPS players. Like when I was in the team as a DPS player, I was given so much freedom to sort of do whatever I wanted because I was the only DPS player, and that I think that's definitely really weighing them down right now. Because as you can see from the side of Ascendance, they have their DPS players sort of locked into their roles already. So I think they're definitely going to be maybe looking to pick up another DPS player after this.
Definitely. Well, I mean, because you have a lot of flexes, but you don't have a true bona fide. I think that's what's actually, like you said, that's what's punishing them the most. Is you know. They have potential for DPS. Kaz being able to flex out of multiple DPSs, not just that play support and play tank, but they don't have a true DPS player. I want to say, just on that premise alone, I think Ascendance will take the map, but I mean it's a pretty safe bet. So,
yeah, I think it's going to really be on the Lucio players on the side of training bots to really sort of keep them through this, because we know that they obviously have two really good Lucio players with Bull and Kino right now, with Kino sort of showing off that he's a new guy in town, and Bull obviously being the classic Lucio players in the league, so I think that's really going to be where their sort of playthroughs come from. And I mean, Kaza's not been doing bad on DPS, and neither had Penguin, but Kino flexed over to DPS right now, so interesting to see how this goes. I think they're definitely trying on a lot of things here, so if this one works, it works.
Well, it is the first game of the season, though, so I mean, you kind of just want to experiment, get your foot in the door, and say, hey, maybe we shouldn't have done this, maybe we shouldn't have done it. But what I will say is that if Kino plays like a consistent level, I see a lot of promise in him. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I see a lot of promise in him. You know, kind of that lackluster performance doesn't really kind of make it for me for him. Because a lot of players just, kind of have their off days. It just so happens that one of the best synergized and best chemistry kind of teams in the league. Actually, Kino getting an early pick on the bats.
A big pick by Kino to start this fight off.
Kaza getting low though.
Kino getting Poet as well. Beautiful. I love his positioning because if he wasn't playing necessarily with the team, he was playing from the back, kind of a mid-range. Beautiful. Penguin getting through as well. We'll say this much, they're gonna have to switch the composition. Always gonna drop the tracer.
Yeah, this bot's going to train
Kind of an
bot.
indirect counter to 3, but something to be careful about as well. So Kino already almost having his ultimate as well as Penguin and Kaza. And closest one on board is Foxy. I will say they're gonna have to make switches to the tanks just because it's not necessarily a true. It is more or less a dive competition, but ooh, good max range hook, punishing Kaza with a perfect execution. Pack coming out, hitting San Martian out back here early on. Looks like the bongos are gonna come out. Primal Rage is gonna come out as well. Rez is gonna come out. And I love the way Penguin is displacing this backline, kind of just denying the enemy space.
You know, it's okay. You can calm down, dude. It's alright.
Yeah, Kino, you're you are making things happen, my man. Please stop hurting their feelings. Pole Hog's gonna come out here for Annihilator. Perfect shutdown as well. Kind of just Kaza playing the walls and actually just freezing him without any line of sight to work with. Kino, more or less, I want to say carried that fight, but I mean it's just a team contribution. You know, being able to keep Kino, in check while the enemy or while the tanks are actually just playing more forward, a little more aggro, to keep Kino off his case. Yep.
I think as well, it's really good play from the side of combat, which isn't really being seen. Sort of pulling all the strings in the background to make sure Kino is getting these positions and making sure he's not being dived out by the enemy heroes.
Yep. And I love how long Sand was able to survive that as well. Sand, perfect Diva Bomb off the D-Mech. Penguin, he's getting wanting a little boot. We need to make a season 3 boot pod. Definitely. Ooh, and nobody can get on a point in time, and that will be first point. We'll go to Penguin. Or Penguin.
Training bots will just turn around and like, you want to take out Senpai? That's fine. But we ain't gonna stop. We are going right at you. And I mean, there's very little response right now from the side of Ascendance. Nighthawk actually played the Pharah into Kino on the McCree, so interesting to see how this goes.
Greetings.
Kaza switching to Pharah. They're gonna play more of the CC. Yep, they're playing a CC, the true Ilios comp.
Yeah, Risahawk's really good here. And I mean, Poet is playing that Reaper, so Reaper Pharah versus Reaper McCree. He'd really favour the side of training bots right now as far as lineups go. But I mean,
especially since
all it takes is
kind of shown off on this McCree here.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna be something to look out for.
I love Mobile's position in there, really close to getting that boop off.
And they're actually not just that, he's more or less almost displaced the entire back line there.
Yeah, they are on the right side here though, really sort of pushing in, so see if they can't get something from there. And Nighthawk's really free in this air. Oh, Kaza. I think we just got outplayed by Annihilator though, thoroughly. And it is 5-5 right now. Made that 4-5.
Ooh, almost saving himself. Kaza getting 3 with the pharmacy.
And that's, yeah, Bat's switching over to Mercy now, yeah.
That's
Definitely a mistake.
I will not waste this. My ultimate is almost ready.
It's looking really good for bots right now, especially because if they force out 2 switch, they have a lot of ult autonomy. Kaza's holding that barrage. Kino 77 on his high noon. San Martian's even almost got bongos, which is quite an early time in here, really.
Ooh, and Poet being able to switch on to the hits game.
Combat's gonna be trying to look for that res. Doesn't get it.
Kino having the high noon. Mobile just harassing the back line as well. Displacing as well. And the barrage is gonna come out and get nothing. Kaza's gonna punish that stationary, however. Kaza getting 2 with the barrage coming out, putting as much damage as he can, getting 3. Kaza showing off his flexing capability, which is beautiful performance so far.
A nice little switch onto McCree right now. So they're definitely trying to just take out this fire as quickly as they possibly can.
Yep.
I think the timing of Soldier's ult here is going to be really important because Visor really does dominate that team. There isn't any shield tank for the fire to hide behind convincingly because they're positioning the Orisa, so...
Yep. I think what they need to do is actually... Yep. Oh, yeah, Poetic is actually going to go into the back. More or less try to go on a flank here. I think what he needs to do is go a little farther. He should have gone a little farther without causing a
There it is, yeah.
Just like
Cuts out straight away.
That was kind of the read. That was kind of the vibe he was trying to give off. If he would have actually repositioned himself earlier in that fight, he would have been able to take both of them. Just because of where that reset was placed, like you said. I would have done that if I was Poet, just because, you know, kind of the instantaneous, you know, your tactical visor, you know, kind of just them having to hide. You could have, if it wouldn't have gotten anything out of that, they could have been able to punish. You know, the entire rest of Ascendance could have been able to punish just because it displaced the aggro. They still have that high noon, however, so...
Yeah, they didn't have any shot caller to sort of say, Mobile, come sit with this fire, the Soldier's got barrage. Because if they drop the sound barrier there, Ascendance uses tactical visor. Like, Ascendance had such little
Ooh, good hook. Nothing to look at.
Annihilator in their backline right now, doing so much.
Yeah, the Diva Bomb came out as well.
And Penguin's being pushed by the Brig. The team is not helping whatsoever. Oh, there is a healer now from the side of training bots, but... Ooh, Walton, no. Staying way too long there.
Beautiful barrier as well by Fox and Grandpa. Being able to keep Annihilator alive just for a tad longer to try to be able to get a remake in. It looks like I would have kind of an easy read. Yup, easy read. Kaza going for the back line. Hardly seeing anybody coming out of spawn and getting Walton with the res, which means that if anybody dies on point, they're going to make it happen. Getting two, whole hog here. Kaza getting one by the Mercy. Primary healing out. Kino getting one on Poet. You know, just making it happen as well.
Ooh, Kaza is in the well there.
Nope. Chain Buff will take Elios.
Yep.
I think that's, it was really quite interesting from bots there. It was definitely a bit of miscommunication from clear sites because obviously inside of that fight, Walton got superly greedy and went after the Orisa. And Combat, like, instantaneously came back into there from having a flight router and kept the Brig alive through that fight. So I kept the Orisa alive, which then allowed them to pick off the Brig early, which sort of lost clear sites, or sorry, Ascendance that fight very early.
Let's not lie here. Everybody calls them clear sites from time to time.
Yeah, in the sentence, like, okay, see yes.
Heals for Combat Mercy though.
But I will say that it's actually what sealed the deal. Was, you know, you can't really in an engagement, you know, on a map like that, and not just that, it being the most popular map because everybody becomes a boop god. You know, you can't really punish. You can't really punish a map like that, just considering how much space there is for the point, and in relativity to the point, there's not a lot of space. You know, because most of the space is preoccupied by a giant hole in the middle. So that is going to be the biggest. You know, that's just going to be something to look out for the remainder of the next, you know, 2 or 3 weeks, is how these players, for all the teams coming out as well, how they're going to be able to manage, you know, kind of just punishing one team versus another when they know for a fact that that point in particular doesn't hold a lot of area to stay on. Because it's literally 4 corners of the point, and then it's a giant hole. So, Walton, like you said earlier, getting a little too greedy for what he was wanting. He saw the value. What he didn't see was the repercussions of trying to go after the value. Just something to be careful about. So
it's just what they were definitely missing was that defensive play from Combat to really keep them inside of that game, as we saw from that instance of Walton.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. And like you said before, right now, Combat is, I want to say, one of their best players, but I mean, that's just for the position that he plays. He plays a very strong main support. He plays a very strong Mercy. And I think they more or less needed that to reset the tone for them. Because right now, this is also a do or die game for training bots. And I think Combat might be able to make it happen for them. You know, Kino and Kaza stepping up to the plate, making it happen. Mobile just harassing that back line the entire time. Penguin punishing anybody who, you know, kind of more or less just messes with the healers. Playing relatively close to the healers as well, especially combat. And Sand just being able to sustain, you know, perfect cooldowns, perfect management, the ults were... He didn't necessarily throw away his ults, which was also good. I will say, however, for Ascendance, if they're going to want to win this map, they're going to need to have something or someone to focus combat. Just because of how well the positioning is.
This is a bit of an interesting one from Ascendance because obviously they're in Sin on side of this Anna, which I think is going to do really well to sort of put a little bit more pressure onto the pharmacy. Oh, sorry, the Mercy, but I don't know how effective this Hanzo Junkrat's going to be. But obviously Caster's Curse is going to come out and they're going to absolutely roll it. But I think it'll be great interesting to see how it works out. Kino isn't actually on the high ground here. Kino's on the low ground. That's really interesting. Often to push left side?
Yep.
Penguin, no, that's a feint.
Penguin more or less getting ready to try to reel it at book.
Oh no, yeah,
they've got the information. Nobody's really getting on point. Yep, they have the information. They know that nobody's really getting on point, so they're going to go and play a little bit more of a defensive playstyle coming into the back line here. Penguin completely out of position, and him just taking a hard punish. All I know is they've got to make a hard field for Penguin here. Yep. So now it looks like the training box is going to have to play in the back. Then again,
such a good hook.
Ooh. This is why.
Good.
This is why we don't play this map.
Yeah,
I think
we're gonna switch it up.
Yeah, I think he's straight back to lobby.
We're gonna go to Junker Town. We can't play this map.
Yeah. We can't play this map until December. So that's all I'm gonna say is that they need to.
I think there'll have to be an announcement just before the start of the next game about it.
Definitely.
Welcome to Junker.
So definitely, that's definitely something that I was gonna say. Bungie smile. Blizzard is gonna have to fix within the next month because it actually comes out next Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah, next Tuesday is the next update.
So I'm hoping that they actually address the change.
Hope so.
For this, so.
Because we're using
because I actually like the way Rialto plays.
Same. It's a really good map.
If we're doing Guilty Conscience time, I may have been the one who suggested to Arctic Melons to play Rialto. So
you're terrible.
Gonna put my hands up and say this might have been my fault. I didn't know the issues beforehand though, so.
Yeah, all I know is that we were doing pickup scrims, weeks before the draft, and every time we played Rialto, we couldn't play Rialto because we'd get to like about halfway in the game, and then the people would switch sides, and then the server would close and restart the game. Like, okay, cool.
Simpi's just said in a Screw Match chat, sorry Melons, every pick but Rialto was good. I'm just sitting here feeling really attacked.
That's why you just put an Omega Lul in that chat and just sit there. That's all I gotta do. It looks like they're gonna more or less stick with the same comp that they were in on Rialto. I will say though, they've gotta approach this map a little differently, just because of how open the map is. I actually would have put somebody on a kind of a long range hits game, for training box area, just because of how open the map is. Probably for both parties as well.
Ooh,
Nighthawk getting an early pick on a Kino. Sam being able to punish accordingly. Walton actually being pushed up onto the bridge. Perfect team barrier, but Kaz getting the punish.
That was really
Walton
good.
Getting a little greedy as well. I see you, Mr. Walton.
Ooh, Kaza, calm down, dude. It's okay.
Kaza is holding Ascendance right now. Do we have someone to contest America for Best Junkrat League? Ball?
I mean, right now though, you have to look. Nighthawk is 84, and ultimately Kaza is only 52. So Nighthawk is winning the autonomy battle right now. So if he can get that early tire, it could really decide the game here.
Absolutely.
This first point on Jungle Town can be horrible to pick. Annihilator is playing Tracer now, though. Surprisingly not Poet, so Poet might have been dethroned.
Well, maybe. You're seeing what Annihilator can do on the Zarya. I mean, I would be afraid to see what he can do on Tracer.
Bull. Oh, Mercy does have res there. Kaz is glitched in right now, taking on Nighthawk. Oh, Lisa's out. Can't take this 1v1.
Shatter coming out, getting 3 with that, there. Looks like Nighthawk already well just over halfway into his another tire that he's got. I will say they're just gonna have to actually do a full team wipe.
You're either braver or dumber than you look to come back here, Junkrat.
Sin is looking quite relaxed on the Xana right now. She has not been pressured at all game. That's really the problem with running so risky. You can't pressure this backline at all, really.
No.
Kaza is going to send that fire out though.
Yep. Ooh, Kaza getting
That's
Nighthawk. Nighthawk trying to make a punish happen. Ooh, Kino being able to get a clean trade onto Annihilator. Relinquishing one ult for another cooldown. Actually, probably a more favorable trade in his opinion. I believe if he would have timed that flashbang just a little earlier, he definitely would have taken out Annihilator quicker. Ooh. With the cheeky tickle orb. I'm just gonna call it a tickle orb because it works like that. See what they have here. They've got double support ults on the side of Ascendance, whereas they're getting ready to have one online for training bots. Just something to be careful about. There's not really anyone you can nano. Just from my experience as just an auto player, you can nano a tracer. It's actually underrated. I actually like using that nano a lot, especially if you have a good tracer. Annihilator seems to be proving the point here. So that's just something to look out for. Poetic also kind of high charts as well. McCree with the zoning, getting Nighthawk off. Oh, with the flail. Penguin in the back line.
Penguin's really good though. Oh, what a save. That means they get the deep escape though. Walton pressing really hard. Great stun by Kino to stop Walton killing him.
Trying to come up from Kaza in perfect positioning as well. Kaza getting 2.
He's a big
Mobile
threat
getting
now for
2 as
Ascendance.
well. 1 to contribute to the feed.
Damage boost engaged.
They need to. I will say this right now. They need to play a little bit more, a little less up front.
I mean,
So-
Poet has this grab right now. And Mobile gets off blade.
Yep. That's a kind of a risky res, but
Kaza.
Kaza with the punish.
That was mean. He like stacked 3 mines and Nighthawk just was like minding his own business, walks into a room and he's dead.
Hmm. It really be like that sometimes.
Junkrat life.
Junkrat lifestyle, dude. Lol.
What meant to play an Overwatch and actually like getting Kobe'd in the face.
Oh yeah.
They are actually taking a little flank out here, but he seems to be following up on it.
Yeah.
I hope it's gonna send that below and round. That's gonna be massive.
Kino and Nighthawk trading ultimates here, getting 2 versus 2. Nighthawk's had a little more value to it. Yep, Nighthawk had a little more value to it just because he got combat out of the fight early on. Looks like Kino just, killing Dick regardless of how much health he had. I think he was below like 15 HP. And still got a kill off before Nighthawk finished him off.
I think it's just communication right now for the side of Ascendance. Nighthawk made some really good plays flanking underneath and sending that tire up and round, but by the time he'd actually, managed to resolve the tire, it was already sort of game over.
Pretty much too late.
Good grab. Penguin is zoning with that whole hog though. Oh, gets in, that's massive. Beautiful. The bongo.
Looks like their bongo will come out as well.
Nighthawk is flanking. Ooh, gets the trick.
Nighthawk with a
Takes
beautiful
out Kaza
finish.
as well.
Nighthawk getting 2 as well. Sand actually getting Walton off the payload as well. Make that 2, getting Poetic as well. And Sand is just on a roll today. Penguin is trying to make a name for himself as well, just pushing in, and not only with the beautiful zone of that Bullhawk, making it happen. Kino with the punish by onto the Annihilator, and the tire coming out from the spawn. And actually getting Foxy. It's actually a very, I would think that's a much more valuable pick to pick off the kill, just because how much the stand can have to take. I think on board. Kino getting 2 double dinks high into zone. It's going to be a seal the deal. This training bots will hold.
That was really interesting from Ascendance there. He really sort of struggled. I mean, the problem that Poet had was he threw the grab into an ultimate Roadhog on an angle. So as soon as you do that, the Roadhog's always either going to press you against the wall and kill you with the high damage hog, or he's going to sort of throw you away and you're not going to be able to get as much value out of your grab. So maybe just not consider like respect and consideration there from Ascendance.
Yep. I think that is something to be careful about with, you know, with gravitons in general. Is the graviton is only as good as how much, you know, how much what's it called? How much dedication you're gonna have to grab. Because if you're just gonna grab, if you're just gonna grab, then there's gonna be no point in following up to it. So I think that was actually well played by Penguin, using the whole hog to zone and not any pressing into the grab to try to be able to get a kill. Despite it only getting 2 people, you know, Penguin, you know, came up, put on his big boy pants and made it happen. So it was actually well done. They're gonna actually.
I actually reckon Penguin has like pants, just called big boy pants. And like whenever he just sort of like gets into an issue, he's like, right guys, give me 1 sec, puts the big boy pants on. Starts fucking Nighthawk, he's like, nah, you're gone, I'm ulted you, that's it, okay. And he sort of takes them off like, okay, I don't need these anymore.
So these were on slip-ons? Slip-ons? Yep, they're running the level 5 turret comp. Level 5.
I remember like booty shots. It has Penguin on the back of it, you get me? So like
yeah. They've got Penguin on the back.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to buy some of them.
Oh no. Sheesh.
They're not. This is. What is that barrier? What is that?
Sin.
What is that?
Sin almost gets punished. Combat getting Poet. Establishing dominance right now. Level 5 turret, and they know they have that information.
Look at Sin here.
Yeah, they have the information. They know that where they're gonna go.
Oh my god.
Kaza with the turret kill.
This is something else.
You need to run a bastion on Junker now, just because of how much open area there is. You know, and especially since the chokes coming to first point are actually much smaller than advertised. You know, it works.
All I'm saying is I've never seen a pirate ship throw the Orisa barrier in front of the payload, but it's working, so I can't even be mad.
Well, that's the thing though, is like as an Orisa, you know, I don't believe in keeping it on point. I like keeping it in front of the point, so that way, you know, because it's on cooldown. Whereas Ryan, you have to sit on point. But with Orisa, you can actually just throw it ahead, and you know, and actually save a little bit of barrier for oh, and I love the positioning, but a good shatter as well. Yep. Coalescence coming out. Oh, Mobile making it rain out here. Being able to actually punish Foxy just because of the coalescence and how it works. Yep.
DPS, I think. It's like combat to DPS as well.
Combat's making it happen.
Nighthawk, dude.
Nighthawk is getting harassed by the Empress Tickle Fingers. The Battle Mercy.
Just try to live a good life and then he's just like a
right. Ooh, Mobile getting off Poet here as well. Barely getting dragons off. Kaza with the Molten Core. I wanted to say something else. We're gonna keep PG here, ladies and gentlemen.
Gonna do it for a map 4.
Wow.
High game, boys.
Training bots bringing it
2-2.
from the break. Is this an upset? Is this an upset?
Reverse sweep. Reverse sweep.
First sweep, reverse sweep, upset.
Kino
with the
again.
play of the game.
Goodness me.
Kino, calm down, dude.
Like we said, I didn't think I saw a lot of potential in Kino. I noticed that you know, he was getting punished on the what's it called? The fan of the hammer. F in chat, F in chat,
is
dude.
so
No.
upset. Simpai is so upset. She actually despises that so much. That's made my day.
And I think that's just another thing that Training Bots has picked up on is the, you know, just the tilt game. The tilt game right now is working because they've got Kino on the McCree, and since
Alright.
Kino fans the hammer,
We're going to
It
tiebreaker
works.
in Li Zhang right now.
Li Zhang Tower. All right. Now, I'm gonna call it right now. It's gonna be an upset. First week upset, reverse sweep.
First game of the season, too.
Yeah, exactly. The debut game of season 3 OPT. It's definitely gonna be something interesting to see.
I'm actually gonna say Ascendance have this. I'm gonna put my faith in Ascendance.
You're gonna put your faith in Ascendance,
I'm gonna put my
Alright.
faith in Ascendance.
and I personally believe that's a safe pick. You know, just because Training Bots has a lot of undetermined variables, but somehow in some sort of fashion they're making it work. And that's actually what I like about how Training Bots is playing right now, is the fact that they're playing what they play, and they're punishing how greedy Ascendance can get. Because let's not lie here, Ascendance is getting a little greedy with the shots that they're going for. And what Training Bots is doing is that they're punishing accordingly. You know, Walton in multiple instances, you know, getting a little too big for the britches and getting punished accordingly. And, you know, Nighthawk doing the same thing. Senpai not as often, but has happened once or twice. Poet as well. And Training Bots is playing more or less on their back foot, waiting to pounce. You know, and it's actually it's working for them relatively well. But I will say, if it is Control Center, Kino is going to have to be careful. He's going to have to play something other than McCree, just because the sight lines and how much more cover there is for the Control Center.
I think what I'd like to see from Training Bots right now is for Kaza to go into that pharmacy and then to have Kino still taking on the McCree, simply because I think if they can pull out a pharmacy of their own and force over Ascendance onto a hit scan hero, then at that point Kino is then enabled to sort of play, right, whatever your hit scan is, I'm going to 1v1 it. And if you've got a pharmacy and an enemy hit scan, it's usually a lot more difficult for you as a singular hit scan to sort of oust it. And I think that's really going to be where this game goes, but it depends if Kazo chooses to stick on the fire or whether he goes to the junk right here. I think that's going to be the sort of decider.
Kazos is about to be subbed out, actually, for A7.
Ooh.
What?
And they're going to start this. Not sure
I
why.
will say,
Let's switch.
they're going to have to. I want to not say it, but I think we might see goats for this map.
Yeah, they have 3 main tank players in here. Well,
They've got
where's
3
my
main
tanks in
tanks,
general?
and they know Kino can play off support.
Yep.
That is going to be I believe it's going to be goats, and I think that what they're going to go ahead and do is,
Oh no.
I think it looks like Ascendance is going to try to counterpick.
No. There's a Mercy.
You can play goats for the Mercy. It works.
No, if you play Goats for Mercy, I'm reporting you. It's a Blizzard. And Goats themselves, like the actual team. What are they doing? I am confuzzled. Everyone else confuzzled?
Very much so.
Oh, we're seeing Kino back on the McCree.
Okay.
Yep.
A7 DPS. Sun Martian does play a good Farah.
Yep. I'm thinking that's the call here. They're gonna run
Oh wait,
the
no,
double.
Penguin 7 is going
Penguin.
for
I forgot. Yeah, I remembered that Penguin plays deeps, and he actually plays a very good projectile as well.
They're
gonna
going
run kind of a
dive.
pseudo dive comp. I was gonna say a pseudo dive comp, but they're actually gonna run a more form.
And what's
run a
funny
little
is
more
they're expecting Goats on the side of Ascendance right now.
One.
They're playing Lisa Junker and as a Farah. See, that's gonna be interesting.
That's going to be actually a very good punish. Sand actually switching off the Diva to go Zarya. Yep, more formal composition here. Yep, that's going to be a very Penguin actually get a little very good positioning still, and on the high ground here.
Senpai is behind them right now. No one's caught onto it yet. Taking out Kino. Ooh, not fast enough.
That flash was a little too late for the call here. Yep, Senpai getting 2 with the signature Reaper. Walton getting 1.
That's gonna be. Yeah, they're gonna have to move
Yep,
that.
and they're punishing Nighthawk accordingly.
Yeah,
I
but
think
Denver's will cap this.
there's no way to shut him down. He's not getting him.
Yep. And the problem with Control Center for Pharah in particular is that you can only go so high before you get tracked. And considering the fact that they have Walton on the Moira is actually an indirect counter, just for how much consistent damage they can pull out if he can target on.
It's literally an arrow right now, at least for me. Because with this Pharah you can sort of stick on the right side of point and sort of play around that health pad, because on the side of Ascendance it's going to be like an ability to get up there and contest you. So you force people to jump around for you, but it seems like it's not being exploited. Good barrage, but
it's actually going to be a relatively good trade considering the fact they are down kind of just a CC removal. Beat drops gonna come out. Oh, good punish, good charge punish.
Huge tire by Nighthawk.
Nighthawk getting 3 with that tire. Yikes. Yep, they've got to make something happen. Beautiful tire by Nighthawk.
yeah,
Annihilator with the CC. Ooh, and aim A7's lagging. Yep.
Shouldn't have sub A7 in.
Yeah, they definitely shouldn't have subbed them out. Yep. Oh, that's unlucky.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
That might have signed their fate just now. I would have kept Kaza in for the map. I definitely would have kept Kaza in.
The struggles right now. DCs. Feels bad.
Oh, they're back capping someone. Kino.
A7. I got warned if I put 6 support question mark. You can see how I was running that shit.
Fire at will.
It's
Yep, because A7 was lagging, that just signed their fate. That's a bad punish too. And what Ascendance is gonna do is they're gonna go ahead and thrive off that here.
keep yourself from harm. They bash it against our
To be honest, I think if I was training bots right now, I'd go goats, 3 healers, Reinhardt, and 3 healers, Reinhardt, Diva. And just hope it works. Or Ryan's lucky.
I would just keep the Rhine. Keep the Rhine go triple support. Yep. All I know is that they've gotta play defensively. They can't go in aggro like this just because of ooh, the pin onto Momo. Yep, Fox getting 2 with that as well. Yeah, what training bots need to do is they need to play on a back foot. They need to play like they were continuously playing with 1 network down. They can't run a dive comp just because of how much damage they're gonna be able to push out of that. He don't want the hit scan, but he's just gonna get overrun. The Senpai takes 2 down, he's gonna be able to cap 1 as well. All I can tell you is that they need to play a lot more defensively because dive. Just talking about dive in general is just more of an aggro-esque composition. It requires a lot of coordination, and what they don't have is they don't have that 6th player to kind of set up an initiation into the team play. So,
I don't know as much you can do here as the side of training bots.
oh yeah, absolutely. I
really
definitely disagreed. I definitely disagree with the Kaza switch, just because Kaza was just dominating with his performance on both maps, as a matter of fact. you know, and
Oh,
yeah,
Kingston is
Boomer's
back.
42%. It's not. It can be a hero story.
Oh
There's a
yeah,
lot
it's
of
definitely.
heroing, but there is ult economy on the side of Ascendance right now. I don't know how much they can do.
They're gonna go ahead and have A7 play tank.
Sin
And they're
is
gonna run a hamster.
left bossing them. About to come out. No one's noticed them. There it is.
Oh,
Sin getting 2 with that.
Ooh, that's massive.
That ult, but Penguin and Mobile getting 2 in exchange.
He's hit this far out now, right? Ooh.
Mobile playing the hype game, playing on that wall, getting Nighthawk off this little high horse there, and they're actually able to cap that point. Mobile getting Mercy as well. They're about to break that team barrier. They've got to get rid of Sin. Looks like that's actually what they're going to go ahead and do.
There is
Mobile
still
getting ready to have his
Ascendance right now.
not just that though, but they've got double support ults for training bots. All they need to do is place one team fight well. They can make it happen. Yep, that's what I expected. The aggro. Ooh, Kino with the kill on the Poet and Sin onto Penguin. The res is gonna come out, getting Poet back up on the board. Valkyrie's gonna come out as well.
It's looking hard for
Yeah.
right now. Vintage really
But I
needs to
will
go
say
ult
though,
from
they've
here.
got Sand and Mobile contesting this point, and I don't know the other entity contesting the point. Looks like the Shatter's gonna come out, get nothing. Attack Virus is gonna come out on the side of Kino here. Getting Walton. Poet just gonna go punish that accordingly. Looks like the Barrage is gonna come out, getting 2. Nighthawk getting that 1 though, however. It looks like this is gonna be training bots for the
Zing
win.
can't carry this fight though.
Sand Martian actually more or less kept that fight alive for them with that Barrage and being able to contest the point with Mobile. Let's not lie here, Mobile being able to contest that point and getting rid of that far early on is actually what I think sealed the deal for that.
oh, nice hit.
Come on, boss, you heroes, come on.
Let's go, heroes. Hashtag Hero Pog. Hero Pog.
Hero
Penguin
fight.
actually. Hero Pog. A7 and Penguin both having their tank ults here. What I would want to do for A7 is that I would want to swing all the way around because you see them because they can't run that back line there. Yep, A7's gonna go and reposition
perfect.
and put perfect minefield to more or less
Penguin has
displace
ults.
this team. Yep, and they've got to shoot all of them down. Penguin getting 1, Mobile getting another, make that 3 for training bots, make that 4 for training bots as Mobile gets 2. This is going to be the hero story we hear and see, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, Senpai actually getting back on point here, but it looks like it's going to be map 3 for training bots.
These are the little bots that could right
What
now.
a comeback by the Training Bots
These are
in
the
this
little bots
round.
that could indeed. If they pull up the hero story, the Cinderella story. First game of the season, disconnecting on the final map, coming back and winning this map.
I think if anyone in the stream is rooting for Ascendance right now, you need to
You need to. I would highly think.
reevaluate
like
your life.
Then again, you did root for Ascendance for this final map.
I was hoping. Like, my head said Ascendance. My heart right now, my heart is bot.
Your
My
heart is
a
churning.
bot.
My brain said Ascendance just because of how good they are, but the hero story, the Cinderella story for the first game of the season. Not just that, the debut of Season 3. Both teams putting on a spectacular performance, coming down off of the 0-2 comeback. It could make it happen.
Ooh, crazy dive there.
Foxy getting Penguin early on though. Foxy getting 2, make that 2. He's gonna go ahead and get combat. Kino getting 1 though, making an exchange off the DPS. Ooh, A7 with the punish onto Walton. Trying to be able to punish Sand Martian, but Poet's gonna be able to make it happen. Senpai and Poet getting both DPS. And Sand Martian almost having his Barrage online. It looks like the res is gonna come out and then reinitiate the dive here.
Good play by A7.
A7 getting Poet, Nighthawk punishing Kino though. Mobile getting
He's
Foxy.
getting my health right now.
All I'm saying is that, wow, this team is not gonna want to back down off this fight.
They're putting too much investment into Senpai right now. They need to just, yeah, they
And
need
I
to
think
just go
that's what's
straight for
punishing them right now.
Nighthawk,
That
and
is
it
exactly what's
enables
punishing them.
Sun Margin a lot. But I mean, ult economy is looking like it's swinging the side of training bots as they come into this next fight.
Yep, and they're gonna go ahead and he's gonna go ahead and try to dive in and just do something happen.
Like, this
Ooh,
move is
Nighthawk!
really
Ooh,
control
almost
this fight.
getting the boop off by Mobile. Ooh, but I will say that Sand Martian did put a lot of damage into that, but the barrier didn't do much of anything. Ultimate's coming out left, right, and center.
I've got you in my sights.
Ooh, that ult should not have been used. Ooh, Mobile almost getting the boop. Oh, Nighthawk getting 2 with attack visor and finishing off 3.
Alright, boss, it's not like unwinnable. You can do this.
You can do this. You can do this.
We believe in you right now. We hope. We dream.
Like you said before, they are putting too much pressure on Sin to make this work. They've got to be careful. That's all I'm gonna say. Is because one Death Blossom can decide this fight. Can decide this game. Minefield's gonna come out as well.
Doesn't go nice in the area, but
Ooh, A7 getting Annihilator, and Reinhardt is looking extremely grim. A7 getting 2, Mobile getting 1. Sin getting 1 as well.
you need to get Nighthawk. You need to get Nighthawk here. This much.
Yep, you need to get Nighthawk. Beautiful, beautiful. Senpai looking very low as well. And Walton falling off the map here. I will say ult economy is going to go for Ascendance here. Just because they don't really have a lot they can work with. You know, Sand can maybe get a tire quickly if they do group up a little too much, but I highly doubt it. All they need to
I'm
do
watching
is...
87 on this wheel. It's going to be really important if you can swing that around.
Ooh, and that's a bad punish. Tire's gonna come out though. And I like the way, I like where the tire was going, although it was a little too late for the call. Mobile getting 1, Foxy getting another. A7 is just low on health, but he's getting punished though. Mobile getting Poet though, off the boot. They need to stay away from the sides here. They've got to, yep, they've got to harass Senpai.
A lot of damage.
Yep. Yep, they have. Ooh, multiple ults coming out in the same instance. Yep, you can feel the desperate.
Oh,
you
that's
can feel
gonna
how
do it.
desperate they got just now. Yep.
Ascendance
Oh, and
wins.
unfortunately, the Cinderella story does not hold true. As Ascendance will take 3-1 for this game. I did love how much they were willing to come back for it. They said, all bets off, let's make this happen. It looks like anybody who thought that Ascendance wasn't going to win, or was going to win, it was right.
That was a big,
Ooh.
sweet Riptide.
Yeah, it was a picky boy. My heart hurt for that. Off the DC on the final map to then come back and take the next map, but it looks like it just wasn't enough. You could feel how desperate Ascendance was for this W. They did not want the Cinderella story to happen. But it looks like in the end Ascendance will take this game 3-1 for the debut game of Season 3 OPT. I think it's Season 3, right?
Yep, Season 3.
It was 3-2, wasn't it? Yeah.
I can't count. MVPs?
Senpai and Kaza for me.
Really?
I think a lot of it was flashy plays from the side of bots and Ascendance, but Sin really sort of stuck out and sort of grinded that last game out for them and was a consistent throw throughout. And Kaza was really a game changer for me when he switched onto that Pharah, really sort of solo on the maps. I think Kino applied a lot of pressure a lot of the time, same with Nighthawk, but the players which really won that for me were Senpai and Kaza.
And we all know how well Kaza can flex and how dangerous he is on certain flexes, just showing out on not only just the Zenyatta, you know, with his, you know, kind of his clutch discords and clutch orbs as well as Transcendence has made it happen, but his Pharah and his Junkrat were more or less what sealed the deal for me. And as for Ascendance, I don't want to say Senpai. I do want to say Nighthawk. You know, it's contributed to the flashy plays, but it's not just that though. It's the consistency of Nighthawk being able to flex to multiple heroes. His Junkrat, his Pharah. I think he played Pharah, but his
Soldier.
McCree, and then he switched on to Soldier. He was able to play most of the DPS as well, despite
Yeah, he was
each
very
DPS
consistent
that he played.
on every DPS he played.
And we all know that each DPS that he played had a variation in skill cap, and he played all of those DPSs relatively well. And on top of that, being able to flex onto the D.Va and making something worthwhile on King's Row. I'm actually gonna keep Nighthawk for Ascendance on the final pick.
Yeah, Nighthawk and Kaza.
Gotcha. MVPs, Nighthawk and Kaza.
Alright, I'm gonna end the stream over here.